Hey YouTube, I got a 3.6 liter Honda VTEC motor. It's a Honda 2010 Pilot Touring Edition. I just watched a video on YouTube of how to take the VVT variable timing solenoid off of this 3.5 liter, 3.6 liter V6. It's a 3.5. This is the actual solenoid right there. If you can see, that is the solenoid. Now, in the video, it said there were three actual three screws that come off, 3 bolts that actually bolt this thing on. And to my understanding, I've taken the bolt off. I took this one bolt off here, that one bolt. There's another bolt here, which I've taken off, and another bolt here. Now, in this specification, it also says something about this O-ring on this. This is prone to leak, but the O-ring looks good. It looks good, but I mean, while I have it off, I might as well, if I can find the O-ring, place another O-ring on it. But this one here goes right there, and the that's just it's placed right there. Oh, goes like that. Yeah, it's placed right there. It just goes right back on there like that. So I took this off. This happened to come off first for whatever reason, but yeah, I got this piece off. And in the video, it said to take that piece off, but it's actually supposed to come off second. So I'm looking for any bolts that could be holding this solenoid on, and I don't see any other bolts holding it on. For whatever reason, I don't see any other bolts. Maybe I can use this phone. You guys can help me. Oh, what is that? It looks like possibly the third bolt there. I think that might be the third bolt. Now, the video I watched was on a Honda Odyssey, so possibly the Odyssey might have a different configuration, but to my understanding, the motor looks exactly the same. So I'll crack this last bolt off here, and honestly, I can't see it from the front of the motor, but you guys can see it on the back side. So I'm going to crack this bolt off and see if it'll release the solenoid. All right, so that's right up here. Maybe you guys can see it. All right, now I'm gonna crack this last bolt off and see if it'll release the solenoid. So what it is a 10 millimeter. I'm gonna use an extension, 5/8 drive with a 1/4 inch extension, and I'm gonna use a 10 millimeter socket to crack this bolt loose. And the bolts aren't tight. They were pretty easy to get off. This extension may be a little long. see that. All right, so here's the socket. The bolt is right here. I can't see it, but I can see it from the phone. I can see it on the back side there. Now, let me switch this. See if I can. You know, I think that's a 10 millimeter. And so I have a 12. Let me try this 10 millimeter. See if I can break this last bolt off. Hopefully, the variable timing solenoid will come right off. And it looks very easy online, so it should come right off of there. So I can find a 10 millimeter socket. Okay, so I have my 10 millimeter socket here. I'm going to place it right behind here and right on the 10 millimeter bolt. Now, once I place it on it, I can crack it off once I turn it to the left. Hopefully it'll pop right off. Oh, might be tight there. Alright, I'm gonna turn it to the right this time. Yeah, that cracked right off. It wasn't too hard. It's pretty easy. But this bolt seems to be in a different position than the Odyssey bolt that I've seen online. And from the Odyssey, it seemed like the guy said they were 10 millimeter bolts. So from what I see, there were three 12 millimeter bolts. And that was one 10 millimeter bolt. So on the Honda Pilot. And this is the Touring Edition. I'm not sure if there's a difference in the LX model and the other model. But the Touring Edition actually had a 10 millimeter bolt in the back, which you guys can see. And three 12 millimeter bolts, which I did before I started the video. And I apologize. So hopefully, I learned how to do this from watching YouTube, and hopefully this will help someone with the Honda Pilot who wants to change the variable timing solenoid. That bolt does not look like the bolts on the other video. That's a very small bolt, and it doesn't look like that would even hold the variable timing on. So it didn't actually loosen it at all. So I think that was a bolt that just is on the actual solenoid for whatever reason. Wow, I don't see any other bolts that are holding this solenoid on. Yeah, I don't feel any bolts that are holding it on. And I don't see any bolts that's holding it on. So it should have been actually loosened, and it should come right off. It should come right off of there. It should come right off. Wow. I'm going to continue to take the surrounding hoses and the plastic off of the solenoid to maybe expose another bolt. I honestly don't see any other bolts, but it looks like it is not loose at all. I mean, it is really not loose. Wow. This solenoid here is, oh, is that a bolt? You can see underneath there. I'm going to use the phone, guys. Bear with me. I'm going to use the phone and look under there to see if that is in fact another bolt. But I do no, it does not look like there is any other bolts holding this on. Oh, what do you know? Looks like, in fact, there is a bolt there. But I don't think that will be holding the solenoid on. Well, yeah, that's a 10mm bolt as well. All right, let's take that bolt off, and this video is actually slightly different than the video I watched. The guy who did the other video looked like he had possibly did this before. This is my first time ever taking the solenoid off. And the only reason why I'm taking it off is because I used the OBD scanner, because the VVT4 light was coming on the instrument panel. So I decided to research the code online, and it said it was the variable timing solenoid, and it looks like there's several sensors. So I'll take this bolt off of here. Should come off pretty easy. Yeah, it did. The actual one on the Honda Odyssey was really, the bolts were a lot longer than the bolts that I see here, these 10mm bolts. So I'm wondering if these are actual bracket bolts, or are they just bolts that hold the sensors on the solenoid. I'm really not sure, to be honest about it. I mean, I've taken every bolt, every single bolt that looks like it may be holding this solenoid on. I've taken every one of them off, and the solenoid is not loose at all. It is not loose. I'm thinking maybe the solenoid looks like that there might be bolts underneath this this hose clamp and plastic area on top of the actual solenoid here. Looks like there might be, like underneath this plastic, there might be something that's holding that. Yep. And it looks like that's it. It looks like there's probably bolts behind the actual solenoid. Something holding this variable timing solenoid on, and I'm just not quite sure what it is. So I was gonna have to do a little, and I have a mirror here, which was a recommendation of the other YouTuber that I honestly don't see any more bolts that's holding that on. So I'm going to take apart this plastic piece here and see if there is something underneath here that might be holding this variable timing sensor solenoid on. So let me do that, and I'll be right back with you guys.